Howdy, 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 howdy. Is anyone here? Not yet. No, there are people here. I'll do something random for an hour or so. That's a good point, actually. Is this even coming through? Yeah, it should be. I think my gain's up a bit too high, though. That should be better. I hope. Talk to me, talk to me. What's people up to? And what should we do? What should we do? We're going to do like an hour or so. Make something. I'll make something you want to see, or go through something you want to see, or I don't mind. Anything really. Otherwise, I've got a couple of ideas of things I wouldn't mind seeing how we could make or recreate. What could we do? What could we do? By the way, I'm not sure who's interested, but I'm turning this into a course this weekend. So if people want to know how to make this with just CSS, it's on the way. It's coming. What should we do? Howdy. How's it going? How did you get here? Where from? Where are you? What are you up to? What do you do? Who are you? So many questions. I'll give you the air horn. Nice. One of the places I've not actually spent much time in. Although I think the last time I was there, I got to go to Saint-Tropez, which was quite nice. And the weather was perfect. If we have no suggestions, I might suggest that I attempt to make this. I saw this earlier, and I thought, why not? I'm kind of tempted to have a go at making it. I totally think we can make this in like half an hour. I can't even remember how I saw this actually. I think I see it in a dev2 post, and I kind of thought, I reckon I've got a decent approach for making that. So let's set ourselves a little challenge and let's make it. Sometimes I like to download the video direct and then go through the frames, but I've got a feeling I'm not going to be able to do that with this one. Let's have a look. This is the trick to grabbing it sometimes. You normally have to go through absolute divception. If you've ever inspected Twitter's HTML, it is pretty out there. Right, let's dig. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And then this will be our aspect ratio trick, I imagine. Keep going, keep going. I don't think you can get... Howdy. Someone's bringing the corgos to life. How you doing? How's your day going? I say, are you glad it's the weekend, but some people work at the weekend. So the weekend is just the same old. Thank you very much. We're getting to 1K. We're going to get there very soon, hopefully. If I actually start streaming regularly again, which is the plan. Now I've got a bit more of a handle on my website and everything else. Boom. Thank you. Appreciate that massively. When I started doing this as a suggestion from someone back in like May. I've kind of been on and off, and now I'm going to try and actually stick to it this year. That was the plan. Like, I was juggling full-time work and content creation and streaming and everything else. So this year I'm going to make a actual effort to do this more. And also, I don't know how well it redirects people. What I need to do is set up a link on my site that points here, but I take suggestions. So if there's something you want to see me make, you can just... If there's something you want to see me make... Alright. If there's something you want to see me make, you can just ping me. Ping me a suggestion. I'll make it. I'll have a go at making it. It can be anything. It can be any... HTML, CSS, JS, React, Vue, Angular, Free.js, whatever you want. I can have a go at doing any of it. Canvas, Pixie, GreenSock, animation, Figma, Framer, whatever you say. Node. Yeah, I'm aware of many hats, so anything you want to see. No suggestion is too crazy. Yeah, so obviously I've got to this point, and annoyingly, it looks like I might be able to grab it. So I spend a lot of time in Inspector just ripping things down if I can. I wonder if this will work. Nah, I didn't like it. Sometimes it does, sometimes you can get away with it. I can review front projects. I'll do like anything. Like someone suggested earlier on Twitter that I should do like an office hours thing, and I'm totally down for that. If people want to see it, I'll do it. Like I happily do it. I kind of, the social side of it is what I like to do. Like I'm not just a broadcaster. I just get overwhelmed and exhausted by the amount of noise that comes from some platforms. So, but I'm totally out here to help people, or if people want to see me review something, or even if it's something like you're stuck on something and you want to see how to do it or how I might approach it, or if I can help you some way. That's what this stream was originally intended for. It was kind of like I'm going to make something that you want to see me make, and I'll make it. And I used to poll it every week on Twitter, but I kind of stopped doing it because I just got so busy with other things. But yeah, I need to work out a schedule, and I have like a suggestion banner on the homepage now, which kind of just says like, if you got something you want me to make, literally tweet me or drop me something here. You can literally just go j.devcontact and fill in the box and just ping me, and I will get back to you. Yeah, cool. I'll take a look. And also, if you want me to take a look, say whether you want me to have a look on live or you want me to have a look off live, because I don't want to bring it up and then you don't want me to like have a look at it. Howdy Code and Pasta, how's it going? I don't normally say handles. I always feel that odd saying handles, but how's your day? And Stefan, you are loyal. You're here from Kodu. You're a hero. I need to set up my own Discord, don't I, really? Bin Niles off. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get a video for this. Annoyingly, it says you can get the video address there, and when you copy it, all it does is open the tweet up, which is really annoying. It's kind of misleading. But what I will do, and you can grab the code for like everything I make on stream as well, which is pretty cool. What am I doing here? Yep, this is the right repo. So I just have my own little tool that I use to generate all my pens. Well, everything that I throw up on CodePen. And then I use this little... I did actually start doing something with Next.js. In one of the streams from last week, that's on YouTube, which I need to start pushing, I guess, so people know it exists. But I did start messing with Next.js last week on stream. I've done it before for work, but I haven't done any projects, like any open source projects for it. I started messing around this. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Intercept it. You're totally right. I think that's probably how I've done it before. Let me have a look. I know I've got videos of it before somehow. So, I was gonna say, create something with Next.js. So if you keep an eye on the overlay bars, I can never do this. I've been doing this, nearly a year, and I still can't work out how to point at camera. These two parts? No, them two parts, right? So we built them in Next.js on a stream like a week or so ago, and I've got it here. So it's a Next.js overlay. It's not styled up yet, but if you watch this, it's pretty cool. So let me show you it working. So that's built with, so those red bars that come in, they are built with Next.js and Tailwind. And I think there's some green sock in here. So now if you type into chat, and these aren't live yet because we haven't really messed around with it and deployed it. It's sort of an ongoing project. One of the things this year is like I need to start writing more and sharing how I do all this stuff because, yeah, I'm terrible at helping you lot out in that sense. So if you type in chat, exclamation, just a command basically, exclamation hue, and then any number between 0 and 360, and see what happens. So exclamation HUE space any number. You just need put a HUE in front. So there you go. So that was a nice greenish color. And you'll be able to change the overlay as we go along. Pretty cool, right? So these are all the sorts of things that I like to do on stream. Build stuff that you can get involved with, you can play with. Yeah, so we could do like I don't know, like a hue 180s, like I did 1180. I don't know, like a 280 would be a purple. So that's like this is also kind of like an educational aid because I'm a big advocate for HSL as a color space. So it's a cool way for you to learn how to do HSL if you want to jump on here and just mess with the colors. Do you catch Twitch API? I've not done that part yet. I've not hooked this up yet. So the idea is that I'll hook this layout up to Twitch and then we can do like the whole who's followed latest and everything on the side. At the moment it's done through Streamlabs, but I want something more portable that I can just plug in however I like. Plus, then I can do like cool little animations and stuff. Because all of these things are built with animations, so like these commands you can do. It's like the heads or love HSL. If you're not a HSL advocate, give it a week's try, and you'll fall for it. Also, it means you can do really cool stuff like this. So there's one other secret command at the moment, and if you type it in, you'll get that. Which is a really silly effect, but I love me some HSL. What should we call this button? Directional lighting button. Let's go with that. Yeah. Make, develop, pen. Oh, pen. No. I'm getting used to this keyboard still. It's nice because it's low, but yeah, this is like the... I can show you it. Although something's happened to this camera, which I'm not overly sure what's happened to it. It's gone kind of weird. Like, it's not picking up any lighting. But yeah, this keyboard, really cool. Really, it needs charging by the looks of it. But yeah, it's really diddy. Yeah, so like the other one's very clacky. That's for getting serious work done, the other one. Let's hide the old Next.js overlay for a moment. Cool thing about that Next.js overlay is if you wait a moment and then bring it back in, it always animates back in, but we'll sort that out at some point. That's after I get my courses recorded, then we'll be full steam ahead on them. Right, so, and I need to open this up. Code. Show me. So yeah, this is like my big repo full of everything. You can literally pull this down, run npm install. You'll be able to run any of my code pens pretty much. I'd say 95% of them are in here. If I grab that link, grab it for you. Yeah, I'd say probably 95% of them are in here. This is very dancey music. Although I kind of vibe it because it keeps me going. Literally everyone uses stream beats. And it just sends me to sleep these days. And then I think pasta, I'm referring to you as pasta, but I think you're totally right. I think we could probably grab this via, I'm hoping, if we go by type, or even size. Size should be the best indicator. Although it's not looking... Oh no, we're the wrong way around, that's why. How is it not coming through? I wonder how this video comes through then. Obviously it'd be streamed through, but huh. I thought it'd be really, or I was hoping it would be really obvious, like, oh, here's that video. Nope. Huh. Interesting. I guess not. I guess we're just old school in it. Right, well, we know kind of roughly what we're going to make. So I'm going to do a couple of things here which are a little bit, maybe a little bit different that you might not have seen. You're good. I think you're probably right. Let me try that. No, nothing. I clicked it and like nothing comes through. It must be. Or if it does, it's not obvious. Like it's all scripts and yeah, it's all just JS scripts. Man, that's a really howdy sir. VIP Paul Topham is here. Can I change that on the fly? Let's find out. Boom. There he is. Yeah, I could probably do a YouTube DL. I just thought it'd be kind of easier to just do it. Well, I didn't obviously because it was a great spot by Pasta to just throw that in there. But yeah, it seems odd. I could do a YouTube DL. I don't think we need it. I think we can just, we'll freestyle it. Look, we know roughly what it's going to look like. My question is, how do people want to see me make it? I can do straight up, like button. That's so not right. I can do straight up button, and then I can do like span, button content. And what should we do? Should we do the text one or should we do the icon one? Should do text or maybe we should do a hybrid. Maybe we should do like an opaque or reduced opacity button, but like a social icon in the middle. And we can do like a Twitter icon or Instagram or whatever we want. Yeah, let's go down that route. I think that's a cool idea. So yeah, this one will be like the button shadow. And then all I'm going to do is grab an icon. Oh, I've had a big can of Monster. It's coming. It's coming for me. I feel like I need an animation to entertain. Here we go. So all I'm doing here is just... Do you know what? I was going to do it, and it means I need to set it up. So there's a really... So my machine is set up to, let me just type this out before I forget that I've got it in the, so when you do the streaming, basically you set up Streamlabs, OBS, or whatever you're using, and you pass it a stream key. So like this machine has my Twitch key or whatever remembered. So whenever I open up this and I just go straight into Streamlabs and I literally just hit go and off we go. But I also have another, I was using Restream, which allows you to stream to multiple platforms. And you can just go to like YouTube and Periscope all at once. And the issue is when you want to use that key, you need to go and grab it again, then throw it in there, then start up. And I was like, I just want to hop on quick. So, but I think I will do it. I think I'll maybe try over the weekend or something if I have time and I'm not doing anything else. Because I think it would be good to do some YouTube ones. And also because they're a bit more discoverable. The thing is, Twitch has the interactive part. If there was a way to do that on YouTube, I'd be all over it. And also, I barely have a YouTube like account. Although I did, where did I get to this week? I got to 160 subscribers, which I think is pretty cool, considering I only really started pushing it up this week. Big shout outs to Code Stacker for helping me. He gave me a massive bump. So all I'm doing here is I'm just using a pug mixin. Yeah, so I'll tell you why I haven't shared it yet. So there's like a eligibility thing where you have to get over 100 subs and have like a profile image and stuff, and then it allows you to create a custom URL. So obviously I want like youtube.com/jh3 however many Y's I'm gonna need, because I bet my name's taken already. And the UI isn't showing me that I can do it yet, and it's really annoying. But I will be uploading stuff to there, and I'm gonna start uploading more like actual content and things on there. So more kind of videos. Also, I was going to do, I don't know how people, or if people want to see me do the CSS battle stuff. So I was kind of tempted to do some of that. I think that could be quite cool. Display grid, place, items, center. And then we're going to go with a grab up button. And we're going to make it, what should we go with? Like a 4x3 or maybe like a 2x1, I don't know. We'll go height 10 vmin and width 20 vmin, see what it looks like. Oh no, actually we're doing a square button, aren't we? What am I on about? Let's just go with like 25 vmin and 25 vmin, and then do you know what? We're going to whack that into a size variable, and then we're going to throw that on the root because this is just a demo. And we're going to do that. Yeah, I'm down for anything. Yeah, if you have stuff like, if you have actual links to things that you want to see me try or want to see me do, I'll do them. I think the thing is, like, I never really know what to do, and I think that echoes back to like the newsletter thing. Like, I'm not 100% sure what people want to see, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to be stepping on people's toes. Like, I don't want to be sending you stuff that you don't want. Like, people sign up thinking, oh, I'm going to see this, and then, oh, this isn't what I expected. Like, I don't want to disappoint. So vmin is, so if you imagine, so you know about viewport units. So like your screen is 100 VW, right? So window, as in the window width, the viewport. So you have VW, VH, and then you have vmin and vmax. So what vmin and vmax do is, vmin is, so if you had 100 vmin, it's the minimum viewport dimension. this looks kind of weird because I don't know if it looks the same for you on stream, but it almost looks like a square. So vmin, 100 vmin is this direction. But then if we to go up like that, now vmin is that direction. And now vmin is this direction, if that makes sense. So 25 vmin will always be 25% of the smallest dimension, whether it's the width or height, which is really handy when you want to do like responsive stuff for demos. A lot of the time you might do a demo, you set it to, I used to do this a lot in the past, you'd set it to like 500 pixels wide, 500 pixels tall, because you designed it like that and it looks great on your screen. But then you share it and people, you know, how do you see most things if you're on the move, you know, when you're actually allowed out of your house? You probably pick it up on your phone. Someone's pinged you something. Oh, you're just checking. You're on a bus, on a train, whatever. You do it on your phone. You open it on your phone. Well, your phone's only probably, well, this is a few years ago, would only be sort of like 300, 350 pixels wide. So you open it up there. Your first impression is, oh, this is a 500 pixel wide box. It doesn't even fit on my screen. It looks terrible. And that first impression is everything. So if it's 25 vmin, it's always going to fit on the screen. So for making demos, if you can, always be mindful of like responsive unit sizing, because that first impression is what kind of grabs people if they open it up. And if it works, they might share it, they might show it to someone else, they might learn from it. But if it doesn't work and it gets clipped or they have to scroll around, then odds are within 10 seconds they'll close the tab. So and that's just how people are, right? That's how consumption goes. It's the same as so I used to work for a very well-known financial institution and I worked on the UX engineering side of things, and one of the user testing things was, so there's like an application process, and when you do user testing, they do, like, if you have like big corporate firms or even big firms that have the budget to, they do like actual user testing where they get lots of different people in, like all different types of people, and they do like eye tracking and everything to see how people navigate their experiences or their applications or their websites, you know. You'd be amazed how quickly people switch off. What's obvious to people that do or work with this stuff regularly is, you know, we take it for granted, but what we don't take for granted is, what we often sometimes forget about is, you know, X person, Y person that looks at it, didn't realize, oh, I could click that. Oh, I didn't realize I had to scroll down. And it could be really obvious, but it's not obvious. It's only obvious to yourself. So, yeah, it's really, yeah, like user testing labs and things like that is a really interesting thing to see. If you ever get the opportunity or you're working for someone that has it, just ask if you can get a little insight as to like the results and things, or just ask, because it's really interesting. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. We're getting closer. We're like 250 away. What should we do at 1K? I feel like we should do something special at 1K. But yeah, user testing stuff, really cool. Really cool. I actually really love all that kind of stuff. Like, my background's more engineering. It's not really all the visual stuff. That's come much later. So that's why I'm able to kind of context switch quite well for like clients and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of fascinated by like performance and accessibility and stuff. It's something I always want to learn about. So not that I don't enjoy doing all the fun, whimsical stuff, but yeah, just like reading about how testing results go and things is really insightful. Things you just think people, I don't know, I could talk about it for ages. There's probably some really good articles out there about that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just fascinating. What I'm going to do here is I've got this like button, right? And then I'm going to set position relative on it. And my idea here is that the two inner pieces, they're actually the same thing. So because I'm using stylus, I'm going to use some nested stuff. And when I drop my next course, I'm actually going to be doing Pug and Stylus. So if you want to know how to use this stuff, I will be showing how to use it, which will be quite cool. Because honestly, it saves me so much time. There'd be no way I could make all this stuff if I wasn't using this. It would take me so much longer. Because I've kind of just got... Oh, that's interesting. We'll go top 0, left 0, and we'll transform. Translate. -50. What I need is a shorthand for that. Yeah, it's my fave. It is my favorite. I love Pug. I tell you what I need. I need that icon. I'm gonna have to put a little class on it, I think. We'll just call it button icon for now. Button icon. There we go. And we'll just do ampersand icon. And we'll go height 100, width 100. And top left 0, 100, 100. I've done something wrong. Oh. I know what I've done wrong. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Sorry I had to take like a week out. I'm back. With a vengeance. I was looking for interesting GIFs to use. Right, there we go. So there's our two overlapping tweet icons. We're not too worried about styling them. What we're going to do next is the interesting part. So what I'm thinking is we're going to do... We could rotate the body. What I'm more inclined to do is probably wrap this button for now. I'll do like a scene and put the button inside it. Oh, it's just funky music tonight. And then I'm going to do like this instead, I think. I'll chop that up there. Right. Now nothing's changed, which is cool. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take this to 3D level. So we're going to transform. This is how it should be, right? Coding should be cool. Honestly, I'm not lying when I say I can't stand the lo-fi beats thing. I think it's because everyone uses it, and because I went through a period of streaming like so much. And I was just listening to that on repeat, that I ended up actually having a negative effect on me, that whenever I heard the music, it just like put me on a downer. That's why I'm not a big fan of listening to it anymore. I don't like hearing it, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it's kind of the way it's gone. Let's get that rotated, right? Let's get that other button in here and see what we've got. So that one's probably a little bit more up and round. Yeah, it's a particular playlist. It is. It's this. Stream beats, copyright free music. It's because Harris Heller is a big Twitch persona, YouTube video maker, whatever you want to call him. He's done a fantastic job, to be fair. He made this copyright free music, and it's on Spotify, it's everywhere, and anyone can use it. The thing is, now everyone uses it and you hear it everywhere. So it's instantly like, oh, I don't want to hear it. So it just kind of threw me off completely, and then I just didn't want to hear it anymore. So let's try and get this rotated kind of similar. Yeah, it looks neat, doesn't it? I did like that. Oh, we're going the wrong way. So I've got to try and work out the right angle for this. It's almost a little bit more. Maybe like 18. Maybe it's flattened a little bit more. I'll say 40. There we go. And then all we got to do here, right, is transform style is going to be preserve 3D on this one as well. And then we can take the content and raise it up. So we do transform, translate 3D, and we say minus 50%, minus 50%. Because if we don't, I'm pointing at it like you can see it, but line 31 will not have any effect. So all we're going to do is say center it, and then we just want to go up and down on the z-axis. So we can just say, let's go 10 vmin. And nothing happened. Why did nothing happen? What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Ampersand content, transform, translate 3D. Transform style, preserve 3D. What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? Done something wrong. Transform. I do translate 3D for that one. So sometimes you have to, it just makes sense to do this, but it does catch you out sometimes. Right, there we go. So we might say the content has a background of HSL A 0, 0, 50%, 0.5. There you go, kinda. And then we might say that what else could we say? We're going to say that the button has appearance none. Well, 1. That gets rid of that. And we can take the border off as well. And we can take the background off too for now. Alright, so that is that. Then I'm going to use a pseudo selector. So I'm going to say ampersand active. And then I'm going to do some magic here. So I'm going to do a little transition. Transition transform. And I'm going to say var transition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that into here. And what we're going to do, we're going to say like a depth here. So we're going to make that up here. So we're going to say depth 10 vmin, and then on press we're going to say depth 0 vmin. Now I want to go active, so it presses down. But the cool thing is now that we can just change that to whatever we want. We can go 50, 150 vmin. I mean, we won't see it, but we could do 50 vmin. It's like a big plunger. It's actually tweeting. Look, it's flying. There we go. We can go right down to 5. That's nice and close, which is quite cool. So, I mean, that's it. We're done. No, we're going to do extras. Don't worry. So we're going to refine these details, and we've still got to do that neat little glowy movie effect. We'll get that in there. I'm not worried about that. Oh, that's on the wrong bit. I wouldn't recommend doing outline transparent very often, but for these little demos where people just want to see sassy polish. It's worth doing because people just complain. So we probably want to make this icon a little bit smaller. Let's just bring in our original. So this one's rounded. We're going to add that rounding. We probably just want to make this maybe like 90%. So we can do that. We'll go icon and we'll just change it. We'll go 90. And we've got two options here. You could either do a display grid on these two, and then do another place item center, and that will knock it down a bit. Probably the easiest way. You could even refactor that out and change this, so you could do like d var moderator moderator in the house. And we do like icon size, and now we've got this joy, you know, I can change it in one place, see it change everywhere. So what does our video show us? So our video's got this interesting effect where it's doing that. We're not worried about that part yet. I'm more worried about the design. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the icon blue, and then I'm going to make the shadow different. One thing I am noticing is that our angle isn't quite right because our shadow is here and it looks a bit off. So I'm going to change that slightly by making it worse. See like how that covers it up a little bit better. We can play around with these values until we get something nice that we're happy with. So that's probably better, but then also this will make a difference because it'll be closer. So there you go. Like that instantly made a big change. The depth needed to be probably a bit better. There we go. That's probably... And the good thing is with this, you can just tinker with those values until you get something that kind of looks what you imagined it would look like. Now I'm going to do border radius. So I do like radius, and we're just going to throw... We should go with 10% to see what that looks like. So we just apply that here. Border radius, var radius. Boom. So now we have a little bit of a rounded corner. And now we're in a position again where we can just change that up here, see what happens. That looks nice. Probably not as nice as the one that we're trying to do. This one's way more rounded, probably like 20%. I don't want to say 25. I think 25 is probably a bit too much. Let's try it though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like 22. Has it got any... It's got a little bit of squareness to it. Like 23. I don't know. It's all by eye. 24 is probably about right. Oh, that's good. Right. What else have we got? So... yeah, we can add some padding. I'm trying to work out how the bottom one is done. So in this one, it's kind of like a fadey one, but this one isn't. This one's just like a transparent top, which is kind of interesting. So I guess what we can do is we don't need that. We've got this icon, and I think what we'll do quick is just apply a color to the icon just before we forget. So, but I only want the color to be applied on... There's something not accounted for here. Because that's solid. So these are slightly blurred. Right, okay. Just trying to work out, because we're trying to do a hybrid of the two. But the second one's blocked, so it's a bit different. But let's do a fill of var fill, and then let's scope the fill. So for this one, for the actual content, we're going to say, and this is off the top of my head, although I did just guess it for Niall in his stream. I'm going to go 195. Yes, that's what we're going to try and do. That's what I'm thinking, how I'm going to make that one look better. And I think you're bang on there. I think we're going to have to do like some opacity with a bit of a blur. Not too heavy, but just enough to kind of give it a shadow. So we'll go with like 195, 80, 65. I think that's a good Twitter blue. Right, so that's pretty much there. We got an issue there, you see? See that? And that's because of Z indexing. So we went content then shadow. Technically, it should be shadow then content. This might not fix it either. Yeah, it has. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. You also see there's a bit of an outline when we go down. We can actually fix that. Also, while we're here, should we actually check out what the correct Twitter color is and how far I am off? Because I'm interested to know. Twitter blue. HSL 2068263. Wow. That's not far off. I think I did quite well there. Yeah, I'll take that. 8263. That was pretty damn close. They just call me a HSL Maestro. Right, there we go. Right, now what I was going to do scoped is because you can do cool stuff like this. So if we grab the shadow, we can say fill, and I could just do red, and it will do the bottom one as red, which is rad. But what we can do is, and this is what I'm not 100% sure how we should do. So we have like the top layer's background. So we're going to do like button, I guess button BG, and I'm going to go like HSLA 0, 0, 0. These need to be %, so sort yourself out. And then, huh? I'm confused. Real programming. I can show you some real programming if you want. What do I know about the real programming? More than you can imagine. Don't you worry about that. I know. These hecklers, they think I've been doing this since yesterday. I've been doing this 10 years, I have, you know. I told you, Paul, when I returned, there was going to be no holds barred. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for anything. Alright, so I quite like that kind of opacity, I think. Alright, cool. I wish I could believe you. And if you are, congrats. I hope it works out for you. That'd be too easy. create nothing. Oh, way too dark. I feel like these could be the same. Yeah, I made a site. eBay. I'm thinking... Oh, talking of crazy logic things, or thinking of that kind of stuff. Did you see the new version of the cards I did, Paul? If you're still here, I know I sent you a couple of versions of it, and I think I mentioned it on Niall's stream. I most likely did, but I am going to be doing a article on it. Yeah, I don't think I sent you the latest one. Let me show you it. Ah, yeah, you haven't seen it. This one's rad. Sorry, just sidetracked me for a second. This is the new one. How about this one? Now we've got infinite scrolling. I struggled so much with this last week, and then I had something that I was kind of happy with, and then we jumped in the forum and yeah, thrashed something out, and it's really cool. Yeah, so the reflection. So I was gonna do. I did like a Tailwind version of it, and then I've just had to patch some CSS in to do a flip with a blur. Which is funny because obviously we were saying how blur is a bit funny, and I didn't even think of that example. But it seems to perform well. Originally, the performance, because the JavaScript side of things is calculating the positions, but the way it works now is pretty crazy. I think that one needs to be a bit smaller. What do we think, team? I think when you play this one, it sort of goes darker. Or does it lose the blur, perhaps? If I did like var blur and then did transition filter var transition, and then on active I could do like blur 0 pixels and blur 10 pixels. Do you know what, Stefan? I thought you wrote. I thought you'd wrote that almost made me leave. I've heard it all now. You don't know how it's not easy to do this and see this at the same time. That's where, you know, a little bit of consideration and leeway means a lot. It's not ignoring, it's I'm trying to make something and trying to do stuff at the same time. Yeah, that's fair. I just don't get it. I just don't get that. I just don't understand the problem. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, was I doing something wrong or? I recognize that handle. How you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to get more regular again. It's coming back. It's getting there. I promised I'd start doing this more regularly. I'm gonna start actually writing more stuff to people. Hey, it's a good thing you're not on commission, Paul. I'll be done for. Yeah, so I've just started doing YouTube. I don't have loads on there at the moment, and I don't have a good. Oh, I've messed that up. I need to change that. Let me just sort this, and then I will link you to it. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so I've started YouTube, but I'm not. I don't have a custom URL yet. That's what I'm waiting for, and I don't know why it's not coming. But I will grab it for you because I don't really know how to share it. Hello. Okay, cool. So this is what I have at the moment. You also got a quick glimpse of all the joyful stuff I get suggested on Twitter, on YouTube. Do you know what? I'm interested. What does everyone else watch on YouTube? I watch loads of random stuff. Often the football highlights, car videos, just random stuff like Warzone clips. I started listening to some of those tech lead videos. Like I've never really watched that before. I don't know much about that. YouTube's such a rabbit hole, right, for people to just consume. But sometimes I like to just have it on in the background and see what it does, see what it throws up at me. Yeah, YouTube's definitely something I'm going to try and do more of this year. I'm trying to work out a kind of a plan for what I want to make. If you got suggestions for that, things you want to see, just let me know. Do you know what? That doesn't look too bad. Actually, it's quite cool. Smattering of music, game updates. That's cool though. I think it's really interesting, like what people got, what kind of things people watch. I don't know. I feel like YouTube's like a good reveal of the things people like to see. Like I can often just end up watching like real random stuff. Like I've watched loads on like office chairs lately because I want a new chair, and stuff like keyboards. I've been watching a lot about like a particular webcam because I was thinking of getting a different camera. There's this camera called the. I'll show you what it is. It's the AVerMedia PW513, right? And when they released this, like people going like mad for it, because like, oh, it's going to be amazing. And then like when it got released, everyone like slammed it, like it got really bad press. And then there's been a lot of like drama around this camera. So yeah, it's really interesting. What's Paul watch? Net Ninja. $1 million listing New York. Oh wow, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Do you know what, as well? Say, I've never played Civ. I think I have. I think I have Civ 5. I think it was like a free game at one point. Yes, those kind of games are very addictive, if I'm not wrong. I tell you what kind of I think guilty pleasures for me is more of a Netflix thing. So like we watched like we tend to binge stuff. Like we'll just have it on late and just watch it. So I don't know if anyone has any binge things they watch on Netflix, but I'm all down for suggestions of them. But we just finished How to Get Away with Murder. So that was like 6 seasons, and we like smashed it out. And The Crown absolutely destroyed that. And we've just been watching Blow, which is like about people blowing glass and making like cool stuff. And that was like, that stuff's incredible. But yeah, $1 million apartments, that sounds good. That sounds like something I need to have a look at. If you ping me a Discord link in Discord, I'll be all over that. I love watching them kind of things. The one I like watching Car Throttle. I don't know if anyone else likes car videos, but I find them really funny. You'll fly through that. You'll fly through it. That's a good one. I love that. Yeah, Silicon Valley's funny. Very funny. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I'm thinking when it goes down, maybe scale the shadow slightly. I don't know. So, how we think? Do we think we're ready for the shine bit? I think it looks all right. What do we reckon? I think as well, like we could see what it looks like with a bit of a background color, maybe. We could do like HSL. That outline when it's pressed down. Do you mean like the outline of the icon? Do you think we can slightly see it? I think it makes sense for it to go like solid and the blur to disappear, right? But do you think there's probably a slight... Well, it should realistically go solid though, right? When you press it, it would make sense. Because it would be flat, the light would disappear. I mean, we need to do that hovery light piece. We can put that on. I'm all up for. This is the best thing, like having a bit of back forth, because it's good to kind of reason about these things as you do them. I was kind of thinking maybe I'll see what it looks like with a really, really faint background color on the entire body. Like something like that. That's a bit overkill, isn't it? But it might just soften it a bit. And then, I don't know, we could probably even take that down. And then when we add the shine on the top, it'll probably help a bit. So let's have a go. Also, we could maybe reduce the blur a tiny bit. Yeah, let's do that. And then, right, our shine is just going to be pretty simple, I think. I got a lot of love for that. If I could just snapshot that. In fact, I'm going to snapshot that. Whoop. In the bank. Also, there's a reason. So I'll tell you, there's a reason I'm doing spans. This is something to take on board. Just another little random thing. You can't put divs inside buttons. I mean, you can physically do it, and it will render, but HTML validator will complain about it. So yeah, this is what I need to do. I need to publish the book of tricks. That's the thing I'm trying to do. That's why it sounds needy. That's why I need your help. I need suggestions. I need to know what kind of stuff you want to see. Because the thing is, I take so much of it for granted. It's horrible to say, but I just take it. I just jump in. I just go for it, and you just kind of don't realize it's. By the way, thank you. I did completely notice that follow. Hero, we're getting there. That light's died. I could put another battery in. Should I put another battery in, or is this light all right? Can you still see me? Yeah, I was just going to add a shine onto here. And I think what we could do is we could just do some magic here. So we can just say it is this. You know, the mood is I'm going to be doing so on courses, let me know what you want to see as a course, and I can make it. I can totally make it. Thank you. I feel like we haven't seen this today. I think it's deserved. There's loads of people rocking in today. It's cool. So I haven't hooked this up yet, and I think we need to do this as a weekend stream. But hooking up the lights to the Twitch chat, so you can just change the color in the background without me doing it on my phone, would be pretty cool. I think that's something we need to do. So that we can go green. We can change them all. How you doing? How's your day? Where are you? Who are you? Where are you? Who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from? Tell us all your things. Oh, nice. Yeah, we welcome everyone. Both of you. All of you. Anyone can chat. That's what we want to see. We want a community here. We want people to get involved, ask questions, say what you want, vent, do whatever you want. That's what I'm here for. I just like to make things on the side and show you. Yeah, the whole idea is you can just come in here, vent away, ask some questions, run away if you don't want. That's a handle I recognise. From the other room. So if I do... I was going to do... The trick I was going to do here before I got sidetracked was I was going to use Css Calc and then just do size times 0.5. So that will give us... what day it is? It's Friday. Now, there's a reason the icon's shrinking when I'm doing this, just in case you're wondering what's happening. The reason the icon's shrinking is because we've put the shine element in, but the shine element is a block element. It's just taking up the space. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. It's true. It's 1 year with the cats. Do I have their Instagram? Tell I've been looking for chairs. Here they are. There you go. That's a good picture. 1 year with these two. Yep. Cat anniversary. Look at them. Butter wouldn't melt until they're clawing your face at 7 in the morning because they want to go outside. Oh dear. We are making a 3D button. So I saw this tweet and I thought, yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna have a go at making one of them. So we decided we're gonna make a Twitter button with some 3D CSS, and we're just getting to the point where we're gonna do the little shine bit. And I've got a nifty trick, so you've turned up at just the right point. Yeah, I've got a cool trick for this, which people might like to see. So we need to position absolute this shine piece so that our icon goes back to where it was. Boom, there we go. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give it a background of white for a second, just so you can see it. Boom, there it is. It's big. And I'm going to give it a border radius of 50%. And that will make it a circle. And then what I want to do next is give it a top of 0. Well, give it a top of 0 and a left of 0 just to start with. Oh, there it is. It's in that top corner. So all we're doing here is we're making a shine. Now, the background, we've got different options here. You could just do white, and then you could just do a blur. I keep trying blur straight up, but what we need is filter blur. And that could blur it, so we could do 10 pixels. Or we could do var blur and use our blur that's upstairs. But if we actually look at the one here, it's really faded, like it really stretches, and it's kind of uniform. So what we're probably better off doing is setting a big blur. And what we could do is here, we could just do like a calc var blur and times it by 5 or something like that. See what it looks like. Oh, that's the wrong place. We don't want to do it there. We want to do it down here. So we could do calc var blur, and we could times it by 5. And I think I'm in the wrong place. Yes, I am. So we times that by 5. Take that off. Drop that in there. And you can barely see it now. So maybe 4. And all that's doing is stretching it. Just ripping it apart. But it might make more sense if we actually worked with different shine colours. So if we work with red to start with or something like that. So we can do shine, HSLA. If you're new to HSL, 0 will get you a red. You get that one for free. And we're going to go red. So that shows us our... It's easier to see than white, is essentially what I'm getting at here. So we can go with something like that. And we can see there's an overflow there, so we don't really want that, because that's not ideal. So we can do button, but we can't overflow the button, because if we overflow the button, then we'll lose the content. That's a perfect example of writing as you speak. All right. Overflow hidden the button. We'll lose the content because it will get snapped down because the transform will get lost. So you'd have to do an overflow hidden on the content. So you do overflow hidden up here. And now that's correct. Right, so that's what we want. But how do I move this around? Right, so there's a little trick here. We can use CSS Variables, and then I've got a little nifty one. Perfect for doing like code pen kind of stuff. So, but I don't actually know if it's going to work actually. So we're in for a treat here because I don't actually know. I've got them around the wrong way. How well it's going to work, or if it's going to work. Because I don't know how hover's going to play. So let's find out. So it's at 50-50, and then I'm going to do a transform on it. So I'm going to do transform, translate. I'm going to do 3D, just for performance. And I fancy doing like 1 pixel up, but I don't think it's necessary. That's actually pushing it down, so if you go 5, it will go underneath. Or is it coming up? Is it coming up or is it going down? I can't actually tell. It must be coming up. Oh no, because I'll need to do... No, we did it up there. Oh yeah, and then the blur is changing to 0 on active, which is messing that up. So we're going to just do shine blur, and we're just going to call it calc var blur. What do we say? 4? We say 4? I think we said 4. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, we did. Go across and var shine blur. Rad. So no, you don't want that. Take that across, take a 0. Yeah, kind of strange. Seems to be getting lost somehow, but not moving. Everything's got a preserve 3D on it, but it does seem to be getting lost underneath, which is kind of interesting. It's at the top. Sometimes you have to iron out these little kinks. Z idnex isn't going to do much for us. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just an illusion. Alright, lifesaver. Do you know what? I don't know what I did before variables. Yeah, you can do so much with it. Like from this scene, now we can power everything from here, right? So the one thing I will say is I do this a lot for demos because it's just how I operate. I tend to put everything at the front. Now, the reason I do this for demos, there is a particular reason. I don't know how many people actually do it, but as in go and do this. But the reason I put all these at the top is so that you can go in and change them and see what happens. That's why I do it. If it's something really explicit I want you to be able to have a look at, I'll put UI in for you to do it. But that's why I do it. I always put them at the top. Normally, you'd probably scope them to the actual element, and then they don't flow out into global space where you don't need them. But I like to put them on root for demos, shove them at the top of the file, and it's just a bit of a habit, and then you can just go and tinker with them to your heart's delight and sort of mess around with them. So like for now, we could do like, oh, do you know what? I want it to be 50 vmin, and we can make that change straight up, and there we go. Yeah, that icon seems to be clipped, doesn't it? The icon seems to be coming up, which is really strange, and that could be something to do with the rotation. So if we change the rotation, don't know, it's gonna bug me. Let's also make it smaller because I don't like it at 50 vmin. It looks kind of weird. But yeah, the trick here. So I'm going to show you this trick because I love this trick. So I'm going to do import. This is also another neat trick where you can import Npm modules. So I do import gsap from https cdn.skypack.dev gsap, and then I'm going to do const utils map range equal gsap. Right, so this little function, super cool. I don't really need it at the moment, but I'm going to need it in a second, and I'm going to show you why. Yeah, and that's where I'm lost, because it seems like everyone and their uncle's doing a CSS basics course, or everyone do CSS. I even bought the domain to do one, and I called it epiccss.dev. I have that domain, but I've not done anything with it yet because I don't really know what to do. Because I don't want to just create another run-of-the-mill thing. And it kind of echoes back. So the ideas I've actually had is it echoes back on what Paul said earlier. Now, I've been reading this book, and I feel guilty because I should have read it ages ago, but I've been reading this book, and the course I want to make, or the book I want to make, is a different take on it. I don't want to bore you with the tiny little intricacies of how yes, oh wait, it's not boring, let me take that back. I don't want you to take a course and know every single value of CSS and how to use it and what to do with it and how it reacts, because I think that's just, you'll never finish it. For one, you'll get bored, and I mean, it'll take me forever to record, and you probably wouldn't even watch half of it. What the course I want to make, and I think the course people would value more, and you can all correct me if I'm wrong, I think the best thing is to almost replicate my journey into a course and show you how I learnt. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. Because I think that, yes, and that last point, you're completely right, on real projects. And that's what I want to do. So like my idea was, so I think back to when I learnt, I didn't know anything about box model or animation to start with. Yeah, and I want to build something people can digest quickly and make them feel like they're a wizard straight away without having to do much. And I kind of want to like make it so it enforces like making small changes but having a big impact. So making you feel like you're on the clouds, which is kind of how kind of how my journey has gone with it. So like my first changes or learnings of CSS, like I say, I come from an engineering background. I don't really come from a visual design or anything like that. It's something that's I've sort of tried learning along the way as I've gone on. But my background was more JavaScript. I started as a Java engineer. I didn't do any JavaScript in my first role. Oh, well, I did at the end. But I was doing Java. I was doing middleware. So my first experience would have been things like, we need to change the color on this header, or this needs aligning differently, or this needs moving. They're quite they're quite like tedious jobs, but they kind of, you learn from doing them, if that makes sense. So like, yeah. So, and that's the tricky bit. So like I need to do it, but add a spin on it. So it's like, that's quality. Like I wanted to do that. Oh, that was fun because I did that. Then this happened. So yeah, that's the route that needs to happen. And that's the kind of thing I'm invested in kind of doing. And I have been making notes on this. I don't know where my other notebook is. I have another notebook. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. So this is like the little pink book. This is where I've been making notes on stuff. But yeah, and one of the points here is it's all good digging into properties one by one and understanding exactly every little intricacy, but it's overwhelming and people won't remember it. I've literally written here, underlined, is I want to make you feel like a CSS badass straight away. That's what will make you keep reading. That's the idea behind my course, which I am going to make eventually. But yeah, I want to make it so that you read it, you do it, you nail it, you move, and then you've got the skills to go and learn the rest on your own accord. And that way, as well, it doesn't have to cost like loads, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not charging you for loads of content because there wasn't loads, but it gives you the tools to go off and do it. So, yeah. Enough of me ranting. But yeah, that's the vibe I'm going for. So I'm gonna do const button, but actually I kind of want the content. I think I'm gonna grab the content like that. And you know what? This is quite a small demo, so I do content dot add event listener, and I want to do pointer move. And for now, we're just going to do a console info so you can see what comes out at the other end. So, inspect. Console. And you can already see there, a load of pointer events. Yep, cool. And in this pointer event, what you can do is you can destructure it. And you can then grab X and Y's. Now, there's another little trick here. If you're going to use a pointer, the trick is to add, and I'm going to add it on body actually because then you can see it, but if you do a touch action none on the top there, then when you actually use this on a device, let's do iPhone 6, 7, 8, remove this, it means you'll still get the pointer events, which you don't get if you take that touch action none off. Your pointer events won't work. There's a little tidbit for you if you didn't know about that one. It means you don't have to do things like so previously you could do a click or a mouse move or a touch move, but then you're having to try and juggle all these different event handlers, and it just becomes a bit of a pain. So if you use pointer move, touch action none, you're all good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that, and then we're going to just destructure it, and we're just going to take the x and the y off of the event. And then there's another little trick here. So we're just going to take set, which is a GSAP method, and it allows us to set properties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take set on content, and then what it does is it's really nifty. I'm going to start doing some GSAP stuff, record some stuff at some point. The object takes anything, so you can pass attributes, variables, whatever. So all we're doing is x, and we're going to have to work out the x and y, which is going to be kind of interesting. I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, I really don't know how it's going to work. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do console info. Let's get the bounding rect. Const bounds equal content dot get bounding client rect, and then I'm gonna bounds, and I want x. Just gonna see what we get. X 128 width 118. It might be alright actually. So yeah, to work out the position, all we got to do is we say we can do pos or something like that, or pos x, whatever we want really, and we'll just say bounds dot actually we'll do x minus bounds dot x, and then over bounds dot width. That should give us a percentage value of where we're at. Let's find out. I don't know, it's going to be a bit weird. That's giving us nothing. Oh no, there we go. 70%. There we go. So that is kind of working. It's going to have to be pointed down as well, though. Yeah, this will work. This will work. So what I'll do is I'll just come out of this mode for a second so you can actually see it. So there you go. Like that'd be 0.9. That will take you all the way up to 0.9. So what we can do, then we need to work out pos y. There we go, pos y. We'll do. It'll be y minus bounds dot y over bounds dot height, and then we can do set bounds x yeah, hopefully I can make it sometime. Thank you very much for stopping by. I will be more regular on here, don't you worry. 10 times pos x, and we'll swap this one out, so we'll go 10 times pos y And let's see what that does. Oh, it doesn't like it. Set bounds. Huh? What have I done there? Missing plugin. That's interesting. Hold up. What have I done here? Corgi code pen. J Corgi. Oh gosh. I don't know if it's might be private. Ah, right. That seems kind of weird though. But yeah, I guess it'll be bounds.style. Undefined, not found. Haha. You're damn right. It should be. Thank you, Stefan. Okay, so it's definitely not working. But we're getting somewhere. That's interesting, isn't it? So that should be like... Oh. Should be 100. There we go. It's a good thing you're here. I totally not got that. I'd have been looking for some kind of... I'd have been in Stack Overflow. I'd have been everywhere. Cool. So that's how that works. But then there's another little trick up the sleeve here. There's two ways to do this. But the other little trick is to do like a limiter. And I'm just going to set it to 10. And what we can do is we can do document.add event listener. And I'm going to do pointer move again, if I can spell it right. And we're going to do X and Y again. But this time we're on the entire body. And there's a sweet little trick here. So what we do is we map an input range. So we say, get me a new value based on a range. So I'm going to say const, let's just call it shift X. All right. And then we do map range and we give it an input. So I'm going to say, do you know what? Window.innerWidth times 0.25. And the upper range would be, I don't know, what should we say? Window.innerWidth times 0.75. So that's my input. And then I want to map it. So I'm going to map it to minus the limit and the limit. And then I'm going to give it X. All right. So this will give me a value. Between minus 10 and 10 based on where I am on the screen. So see there? Oh, it's gone much higher. Minus 19. Okay, I don't know why it's done 2 times the limit. Why is it done 2 times the limit? It should just be, that should be the upper, that should be the lower. Right. Anyway, we could do it down to 5 then, if we're, just for now. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but yeah, it'll go 10, 10. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to say set, and this is where it gets nifty. We're going to grab the whole button and do document.query selector dot button, and I'm going to say button. And GSAP has this cool method where we're going to say X%, and that's going to shift it a percentage. And then all we're going to do is we're going to say shift X. And that's how we get that little bit of movement. And then we can do the same for Y. So we just do the same for Y, exactly the same. Do shift Y. And do you know what? We can just call this Y% and X%. And all we got to do is change them. So we go window.height, inner height. The limit will stay the same. And then all we've got to do is throw in X%, Y%. And that gives us our little Yeah, I guess you are right actually, yeah. Is that how it works? The full range at you know what? Let's just have a look at the docs. See, normally I've done something a little. Aha! You're one step ahead. One step ahead. I'll tell you, this audience is good. There's some top peeps. Ah, right. The lower bound of the initial range, the upper bound of the initial range, the lower bound of the range to map to. That's what I'm not sure though. So it should go to -5, right? So lower bound should be -5. Out of 4. In max, out max. Or am I just missing something? I know it says typically it's between. There are some absolutely golden utilities in this. If you do, or if you are learning GSAP, or I highly recommend just checking out the utility methods. I'll have a look in a second, just after I work this out. See, I would have thought that it couldn't go past these, but it seems to be. Because at 250, or whatever 0.25 is, it should be -5, right? And then it should never go below that. But it seems to be doubling it. Yeah, maybe so. Well, I guess one way to check then would just be to do... so if we swap this out, right, and then just did like 0 window.innerWidth. Oh, I need to... info. Yeah, so 5 and yeah, you're completely right. Nice. Well done. That is, yeah. Do you know what, one thing like I really like about using this library is the or framework is that the math involved like always makes me think. Oh, I have to think. And you're dead right with your what you said there. But I didn't interpret it like that. And normally I just go to the extremes when I do mappings like this. So that's really cool. Thank you for pointing that out. Strange how it's not going. Interesting how it's not going up and down though. Is that because we're mapping the wrong value? There we go. And actually thinking about this, then technically this could go into here as well. And then when it overflows, we just hide it, right? Because it will just go off canvas. That's better. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. That is really nifty. There's, I just opened it, didn't I? Another tab, but there's some really cool methods in here. That just, yeah, do really cool stuff. Like, so this snapping one's really never had. That's one that and work like is used in that demo that I showed earlier. It's really interesting, but there's just so many cool ones in here that you just don't. You forget they're in here. So like even just like a shuffle saves you writing it. It's right there. You can just use it. Yeah, it's really nifty. I've not used this one before. Split color. Split any color into its red, green, and blue. That is neat. Place a number into a specified range such that it wraps back to the start. And if it is less than the minimum, it wraps to the end. So cool. There's some really good ones in here. Like they're just the people that make this and work on this are very, very clever. I think they're very underrated. Yeah. Like and also the forums. Forums are brilliant. Actually, I should also turn this off. I actually have a speech recognition article on the way. So if there's anything you want to see in that, I've started sketching it out. I'm going to change this from a Christmas corgi to something else, but yeah, it's on its way. Annoyingly, this one's listening for the mic, but I don't actually have a mic plugged into that machine, so... But yeah, I will be doing something with this. So yeah, if we just change the hue now of the shadow, so all we got to do is go 100%. That'll knock that up. We'll go 0.75. I like taking the saturation off, but just from like habit. I'd say that looks pretty close. You could probably do... You could maybe chain this and do like a brightness filter on it. I'm going to double check that I've got that right. I think you would go higher. I think you would go higher than 1. Yeah, like 1.75. I'd probably go a little bit higher. Maybe 2, just because of what we're doing. Ooh. That looks funky as. Alright, I'll take it back. Maybe like 1.5. Wow, that's really cool. What do we reckon? Do we reckon that's good enough to ship? Or do we need to tweak these colours and things a bit more? I do know one thing we didn't do, which is hook it up to pointer down. I'm just going to map this into an update. Update. Oh. Oh, you are more than welcome anytime. You know that. Glad to have you here. It's been a while. And also, you know what needs to happen for this to get launched? Someone needs to run the command. Otherwise I don't push it. Not the launch command either. You're completely right. You're on a roll. You're on a roll tonight. You are firing out the good uns. We could drop that in here totally. It would be on this element here. So we could do backdrop filter. And we could do blur. And we could drop like 10 pixels. It should, yeah, look, it completely fades it. Blur's probably a better option. Potentially. For the icon, at least. Huh. Haha. Nailed it. Ship it. Do you know what, that backdrop filter blur, it's quite nice on there. It softens it just a tiny bit more. I don't know, do we need a little bit of a darker... I think we could end up playing with it forever. I'd be interested to see if you have any different color variation ideas, or if the shadow could look slightly better, a bit darker, or slightly different. Drop this all into here. Grab this. Yeah, it really does need to go to Firefox. I think maybe the base shadow just needs to be a tiny bit darker, perhaps. It gets a bit lost now. Let's just bump it up slightly and see what happens. Oh, that goes really dark. What do you reckon, that? Do you know what? Yeah, that does look a little bit better, just a slightly bit darker. And where was that original tweet? Obviously our directional lighting button. Save. There we go. Abuse it. Use it. Do you know what? Just for you, Paul, and it'll only take like 2 seconds. I'm going to show you how you would do that. Right. So what you could do, we'd say let s is 0 while s is less than 50. Button span dot button spark, and this is how you do it. So you do a style, and you could do a rotation, and then you could do like a math dot random times 360, and then you could do a, I'm just gonna make this full screen so you can see what I'm doing. And if you get stuck, you know where I am. Either in Discord, or you can ping me and I'll come on and walk through something, or whatever you want. And we're going to do travel. And what am I doing? Yep. We're going to go 100. We'll go 100. Right. So I've just got some randomly generated. Oh, that's not going to work. S++. Right. So if you jump in here, that will give us some like particles that are just randomly in here. Inside the shadow. No, where are they? Shadow, while S, spam, button spark. Have they gone inside the... No, they haven't. Where are they? They're not there. What's happened? While S is less than 50. What's happened? What's happened? Oh, right, it blew up. I thought that was the case. Sometimes it does that if you accidentally... Howdy, Will. How you doing? Long time no speak. As in here. How's it going? Everyone say hey to Will. Egghead Maestro. In fact, I am repping. It's gotta be. So, where is that? Alright, so they're all in here. Cool. So, just to humour you, Paul. Here we go. So position absolute. Do a height of 5% and a width of 5% and a top of 50% and a left of 50%, and I'm going to transform, translate, and this is going to be the magic bit. So we're going to do 50% minus 50%. Getting ahead of myself because I thought I was finished, but you teased me by saying let's make it do something fireworky. So then we're going to do a rotate calc var. Did I call it angle? I called it rotation. Rotation times 1 degree. And then, yeah. Could use this for your book site. Then I'm going to do scale var scale, and then I'm going to do translate 0 calc var travel times 1 vmin. And all of them are going to be background red for now because we didn't do that bit. All right. Now, they're all scaled 0, but the magic will be when I hit active, they're going to become scale 1. See that? They all flew out. And then what I do is set a transition on them to var transition. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Boom. And then they look funky as. But that's how you do some randomly generated stuff with Pug. And this is why I use Pugpool. Because you can do cool stuff. And then you could do other cool things with this. So you could be like, oh, I did do hue. Right, so hue, this is the big one. This is like the playful thing I always do with hue. So what you can do here, or what hue can do here, terrible. Not even a dad. 80%, 50%. I've used the wrong ticks. There we go. Jam them back. Drop in there. And then you can just do var hue. And now they're all going to be multicolored. So, yep. Boom. And then, just because, why not? We're just abusing this now. We've got to, right? We've got to do the classic. So we'll do button.add event listener. Click. It wouldn't be complete if we didn't have this. So also, this is why one of my favorite sound bites. I just look for the opportunity to use on everything. Cheer.current time equals 0. And annoyingly, I don't have it on my stream overlay, which I need to sort out. It's perfect. Because why not? I don't know why it's playing both times though. It should only play on the way. Oh, it's because I've got. Right, so if you ever use browser sync, this can catch you out. It once caught me out on a funny story. Once caught me out on a client project. I was on site doing a contract, and I was making like a content slider for a well-known telecommunications company, and I just kept getting stuck. I just could not work out what was going on. Every time I got to the end of this carousel content slider I was making, I hit the next button, and it would wrap round, and I was like, "Yep, cool," and then it would move one more time, and I was like, "What's going on? Why?" And I just could not work it out for the life of me. The logic, I just couldn't see it. Everything's right. Everything in my code is right, and like, I was adamant. Everything was good. It took me ages. It took about an hour. In fact, I remember it must have taken longer because I still remember it now. What was the issue? I had 2 tabs open with the same thing. Because I was using browser sync, it was updating both. So that one in, and then this one would get triggered. But if they're under the same thing, see? I did it twice. Madness. So sometimes that can catch you out. Just a random one for you, but one to be aware of. Do you want me to ship the party one as well, Paul? I mean, to be fair, the party one has a couple of little insight techniques, I guess. Let me ship that one as well. Do you know what? We'll just create a new pen. Why not? Now I understand why I end up with like over 400 pens a year. All about them variations. Yeah. I was honestly quite surprised last year when I found that out. Oh, do you know what it is? I know what it is. I'm using the wrong event. I should really use pointer down. That'd be better. Yeah, that's better. That rotation and stuff could be done probably a little bit better because I'm relying on scale, and I didn't want to take up too much time, and I said I'd do it in like 2 minutes. That's why it rotates as it goes out, because it's a scale change up. You could do it slightly differently, and it would just require a little bit of a tweak, but it would work. So they will go straight. The same technique I used on, if I can find this, let's just bump that up to like 90. It'll just be a bit brighter, and maybe make these like 80, so they're more like pastel-y. There you go, they're a little bit more pastel-y. We'll save that. Yeah, this one, is this it? Oh no, this isn't it. Hands up if you haven't seen this pen, and I'll give it a run through because it's quite a funny one to send people. When it's their birthday, of course. That was naive of me to think it was going to show my one, wasn't it? It would be under here, potentially. Yeah, so this one has these like opaque or this parallaxy balloon thing, but then when you open it, you see how there's like, it's the same concept there. So that confetti like fires out. But that's all CSS powered. No one's piped up, so I'm going to watch that other pen anyway. Because it cracks me up. Let's pause this for 2 seconds. This one always puts a smile on my face, so... Hopefully it's someone's birthday. Boom. Bring that music back. It's too silent. But yeah, I think we're good. I think we got everything we expected to get done. And I've lost that other pen, so just grab that and paste the link for you all. And you can do whatever you like with it. This one, isn't it? Copy link address. Slap that in there. All the all those GSAPy things, I've actually got them all planned as Egghead lessons for a collection. I just haven't recorded it. I did a whole just before we head off. Where's the menu? Oh, it's up here. I'll just show you which one it is. It is... Yeah, so look, all the lessons are ready. All the demos are ready. And what you end up building is this one. Oh dear. Browser has crashed. Yes, Stefan, as well, if you do get stuck tomorrow, or if you do look at 3D, just let me know. There's also 3D, CSS. Here we go. I wrote this one for CSS tricks, which has the infamous, and there's an Egghead video. It has an the infamous, gosh, it's a long article. My old room before I moved. I don't know where the demo is. The demo is in here somewhere. I think it's that one. It's quite big, so some of them got like peeled out. But yeah, the GSAP lessons are all this one. So it's all how to build this hi-fi stack. And yeah, I guess we'll call it there. Let's hit the ship, and it's all done. So, although ship isn't working for me. That's sad. Oh, no commands are working for me. That's sad. They've turned off for the night. We've broken it. I've tried refreshing it. It looks like we've destroyed it. It's pooped out. The only way we can play it is if we do if we actually go to where it's hosted, which would be Twitch overlays. Oh no, that's the next JS version. Twitch. I'm gonna say it's that. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm sad too now. I kind of want to just see it before we go. I never remember the URL for that. Wait a minute, I had the URL right there. Bear with. Ah, right. I was almost there. It's my Twitch handle, not my other handle. Ah, we should be good to go. There we go. We'll just use the hosted version for a moment. Oh, don't tell me it's loading on both now. That's typical. There we go. On that note, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's go chill, get ready for the weekend. I think I'll be on over the weekend. If anyone wants to see me stream anything over the weekend, any suggestions, let me know. And as always, stay awesome, people. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for modding, Paul. Much appreciated. You're all awesome. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And what should we end on? We'll end on keys. See ya.